How is it that you want to take your story and help others?
People started reaching out right away, saying like something in my story was helping them, with their own forgiveness or their own, mental illness or their own background of abuse or being a crime victim or being related to a criminal. And it was just something I sort of fell into. I had spoke for like women's advocacy and abuse, like at my church before I had spoke to the newspaper. So there was like several steps process to get where I got. But once those stories started coming in, even though I couldn't personally respond to them, I realized there's something here that's positive. People say like you're like lemonade from lemons, like my dad caused so much harm. Like he destroyed 7 families. He destroyed my family. He had massive, if you think about what Golden State has done in communities in California, my father did that in Wichita, which is much smaller, extremely impacted, generational impact to this whole community. You can't even add up the cost of what my father has done, like the loss of life and the loss of generations from that life. And so that if I can make some impact for good, it's kind of like balancing the scales back, And so I didn't ever intend to do this, but it's sort of like I was just made for it, or like the times made me. And you get to a point where you're like, you have one life, what are you going to do with it? I understand people being quiet and not doing what I do. I have to do this to heal. I think sometimes people have a hard time believing my family didn't know, because they're like, well, this was in your house. And I'm like, my mom and I, we would have ran screaming out of there if we had known. Hi, I'm Kerri Rawson, and I'm the daughter of the BTK Serial Killer.